I endorsed another person today, Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz. Great guy, good man, Harvard educated, tremendous career, and they liked him for a long time. That's like a poll. You know, when you're in television for 18 years, that's like a poll. That means people like you.
Yes, Donald Trump has weighed in on the Pennsylvania U.S. Senate race. And as you could hear from that clip, he has decided to endorse Dr. Oz, much to the chagrin of conservative voters who are highly supportive of Trump, but not supportive of this endorsement. Trump did explain his support for Oz in a statement saying, "This is all about winning elections in order to stop the radical left maniacs from destroying our country. The great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has a tremendous opportunity to save America by electing the brilliant and well-known Dr. Mehmet Oz for the United States Senate." And I'll get to all the criticism of Trump's endorsement in just a moment, but Waz, I couldn't help but notice you were cracking up at the video of Trump endorsing Oz. So tell us why.
Like his style of like complimenting people was like, listen, this guy did TV for 18 years. Cause he's a TV guy. He's like, if you're getting ratings, if they keep putting you on, that means you're good. That means people like you. I like that. Harvard educated Trump loves the elite so much. He is such an elite ball tickler. It's ridiculous. He's obsessed with all of them. Ivy League, that's why he's obsessed with New York Times. Every elite institution, he is so obsessed with them. The reason why he hates the NFL, because they rejected him in his bid to own a team. And that's an elite circle of American titans of industry, whatever bull. He loves all of them. And so he had to throw in that Harvard part, like Harvard educated, even though the brand of the base is allegedly anti-elite, all of that, unless it's Dr. Oz, apparently. It's hilarious. Or even Trump himself, he went to freaking Ivy League schools. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, you make such a great point about the very clear conflict there where Trump, on one hand, presents himself as like this anti-elite crusader, but can't get enough of being included in elite circles, going to elite institutions. You're so right about that. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't really know why he chose to endorse Dr. Oz in this. Like, I'm actually a little surprised by it, to be honest. And Dr. Oz is, if you scratch beneath the surface, doesn't take much. Yeah, he's the kind of guy who's gonna say whatever he needs to say to get elected. He will completely flip-flop on his so-called political views, and he'll adapt his messaging depending on the environment he's in. So in this case, he's presenting himself as a conservative because he's running as a Republican out of Pennsylvania, for the U.S. Senate. And if you look at his history, he was supportive of things that the right wing is not so supportive of, which is exactly why some right wingers are now speaking out against Trump's endorsement. Before we get to that, just one more piece of info from Vice News. They write, Trump's endorsement touted Oz's books and television show and said that women in particular are drawn to Dr. Oz for his advice and counsel. Are they? They know him, believe in him, and trust him, Trump said. Likewise, he will do very well in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, where other candidates will just not be accepted. So, the ladies up in Pittsburgh, they love them some Dr. Oz, according to Donald Trump. Based on what information, based on what data, who knows, doesn't matter. He's been on TV, I don't know if you guys know that.
Trump clearly thinks this guy's hot. That's all I've read from that. He's like, I'd do him. So of course, the women in the only two cities in the state are gonna dig him as well. It's kind of funny.
It is pretty funny. So let's hear from some of the critics here. So Sean Parnell, he's a former Trump-backed candidate who actually dropped out of the race due to allegations of abuse. Apparently he had been abusive toward a former spouse, but he shared his disappointment about this endorsement on Twitter, writing, "I have enormous respect for President Trump. I was honored to have his endorsement in Pennsylvania twice, but I'm disappointed by this. Oz is the antithesis of everything that made Trump the best president of my lifetime. So the way I read that is, I'm about to criticize something Trump is doing, but please don't come after me, Trump. I love you. I was so honored by you. You're the best president of our lifetime, but I don't agree with this endorsement. Trump will probably still attack him, by the way. Doesn't matter how complimentary he is in that statement. So much of the disapproval toward Oz is actually coming from the fact that he flip-flopped on various issues that matter to conservatives, including his stance on transgender youth. Far-right social media personality Jack Posobiec posted a clip from 2010 where it's Oz's show. And it's about the challenges of raising a transgender child, which he said showed Oz promoting transgenderism in children. Oz has shifted to say, or shifted to the right on the issue in recent years, saying in December that transgender University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas is emblematic of changes to our society that hurt other people in an effort to protect one group of people, and that's not fair. So they have problems with that. Look, Dr. Oz, his career does not show him to be a staunch conservative. So I totally understand why conservative voters and former politicians and all of that are raising a red flag here. But do any politicians really stand for anything at the end of the day when you think about it?
It's silly. It's just silly to pretend that there's actually some connective tissue in relation to like an actual ideology on the right. There's nothing. It's like, you can say back in the movement conservatism days, like they had their goals. It was deregulation, it was, lowering taxes, it was, get the God botherers excited. Like they had these clear goals. Now it's like, really, like this is what drives y'all? Some like maybe 1 out of 30 parents, that one kid in the class who might want to dress differently and identify as a different gender. Like this is what moves you on a day-to-day basis. That just seems insane to me.
I know. It is pretty amazing. Like the ability to bully that one transgender kid.
Silly.
It reigns supreme in terms of the long list of potential political issues to be concerned about. It really is amazing stuff. Like, how good is your life? Like, how perfect is it?
Exactly.
How like efficiently have your needs been met to the point where your number one concern is being able to bully a transgender kid in high school?
Yeah, I don't understand how this could be a deal breaker for a candidate that like, well, he's gonna say it's cool for parents to let their kids switch genders. I'm trying to follow the logic there, and it just seems wholly ridiculous. And I think Trump instinctively understands like that's not a thing. Immigration, where we get to pretend that the Mexicans are taking money out of coal miners' pockets and people in trailer parks in West Virginia. Like, yeah, immigration, we can make that direct connection. Like, you're poor because these immigrants are taking all of your work, taking all of your money, taking your jobs. Like, that's a material thing. It's false, it's a lie, it's misleading, but Trump understands the effectiveness of hammering home that issue. The trans kids, like what?
Yeah.
This affects barely anybody.
I do want to go to the last graphic here because Eric Erickson, he also disagrees with this endorsement. He says it's like Donald Trump's staff is sabotaging Trump by convincing him to make the worst possible endorsements. And then Mo Brooks, who's super salty following his falling out with Donald Trump, says, this is happening because Trump's surrounded himself by staff who are on McConnell's payroll. What? And hostile to MAGA agenda. Everybody telling Trump who to endorse in primaries works for the swamp. They played him again. Look, I've got no love for Dr. Oz. I don't care who Trump endorses. I have no love for Dr. Oz. But really, Trump has surrounded himself with staff who are on McConnell's payroll. Like, they just throw out like the craziest jabs with no evidence, and it's just fun to watch it. It really is.
I mean, Trump's grift has been very successful. I'm pretty sure his slush fund can pay staff. Like it feels like the grift has been successful enough that he can, find some change in the seat cushions over at Make America Great headquarters to pay some staff, without needing Mitch McConnell to foot the bill. That's so stupid and dumb.
It really is.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.